any organization, may it be in academics, in interpersonal fellowship, or among others, let us study what constitutes an organization. No? What are its composition, what are its different types of structure, and how to be involved so that this organization pursue a collective goal. Now, if you notice, if you belong to an organization, whether it's fellowship or whether it's in your church or whether it's in your community, it actually pursue or it actually geared towards one goal, no? One goal, or not really one, but it actually geared towards collective goals. So meron tayong aim, meron tayong goal na ina-achieve. So let us all examine what is management, what are its principles and functions, and some other leadership skills that must be considered in order to manage effectively and efficiently to come up with the best management and decision making. So on the first part of this module, this is the nature of organization and management. The basic definition of organization is portrayed here or given here or discussed here. Now, there are many aspects of our lives that constitute an organization. So any group of people, maybe it might be registered or not, or recognized by a community, can be considered as an organization. No? Pwede tayong mag-create ng isang organization with a common goal, no? Geared toward a goal. Now, most of us have worked in an organization of people. Hence, organization is composed of people or collection of resources that working together somehow to achieve a common purpose. Now, in business, entrepreneur organizes a various area of production. Now, in an organization might be composed of areas such as production, machinery, labor, and all others. Now, these business activities can be divided into a variety of functions assigned to different individuals. Now, by the definition of Lois Allen, organization is the process of identifying and grouping work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationships for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing objectives. So in other words, in the words of Allen, organization is an instrument for achieving organizational goals. So you group together, it might be a small group or a business group, working together with its performance, defining its structure, and delegating responsibility, enabling people to accomplish objectives or goals. Now, Wheeler also defined it as, or portrayed that internal organization is the structural framework of duties and responsibilities required for personnel in performing various functions within the company. So it is essentially a blueprint of action resulting in mechanism for carrying out function to achieve the goals set up by company management. So in this author's view, organization is the process of fixing duties and responsibilities of persons in enterprise so that business goals are achieved. So there are many, there are many factors, no, that should be considered in order to achieve that goal. So in the course of our discussion, no, we will identify all of these factors. Now, Cons and O'Donnell also mentioned that the establishment of authority relationships with provision of coordination between them. When you say authority relationships, so there's a leader, there are members. Now, in an organization, there might be one or more leader and many members, okay? Both vertically and horizontally in the enterprise structure. So, pwedeng vertical, pwedeng horizontal structure. Now, sa baba nito class, nitong module natin, organizational structures are also mentioned. Okay, no? Types of organizational structure. Now, Oliver Sheldon also mentioned that organization is the process of, no, there's a typo here, combining the work which individuals or groups have to perform with the facilities, meaning the resources, no? The resources necessary for its execution, that the duties so performed to provide the best channels for the efficient, systematic, positive, and coordinated application of the available effort. Now, organization helps in efficient utilization of resources by dividing duties of various persons. Now, in any organization's class, meron tayong leader. Merong under the leader or under the president, merong department heads, okay? Under the department heads, merong secretary and then the member, depending on the organization. Another one, it is the broadest sense of organization refers to the relationship between the various factors present in a given endeavor. So, organization concerns itself primarily with the internal relationship within the factory, such as responsibilities of personnel, arrangement and grouping of machines, and material control. Another one, organizing is establishing of effective authority relationships among selected work persons and workplaces in order for the group to work together efficiently. So this is the key term here, to work together efficiently. So in an organization, it is really a must not to work together in order to achieve that common goal. Northcott also mentioned that the arrangement by which tasks are assigned to men and women so that their individual efforts contribute effectively to some more or less clearly defined purpose for which they are being brought together. And lastly, organization is a harmonious adjustment of specialized parts for accomplishment of some common purpose or purposes. So organization is the adjustment of various activities for the attainment of common goals. That is why, class, in an organization, there are meetings, no? There are polls, or what you call this one, elections, no? Or there are suggestions given, because an organization is designed to follow this harmonious adjustment between the group of people. Now, what are the characteristics of an organization? How can you identify if that is an organization? If that, what do you call this one? The group of people is considered as an organization. First is there is a division of work. So a tasks are divided into activities and functions which bring the division of labor. So hindi kasi po pwedeng an organization, lahat ng trabaho is nasa leader lang. So that is why we have this so-called division of work. Second, there is coordination. So working together in various activities as their functions help in integrating and harmonizing activities in organization. So it also helps in eliminating duplication and delays of tasks. No? Normally in organization, there is this unique yung task mo or unique yung activity mo. No? So that to eliminate actually the duplications of work. No? And then if you have these common objectives, organization is geared toward achievement of common goals. So na-mention ko na yun kanina. And then the fourth, cooperative relationship. An organization is composed of at least 2 or more people. It creates cooperative relationships among members, which helps in creating meaningful relationship among each other. And lastly, a well-defined authority and responsibility relationship. So a leader must be respected because nga it is part of the characteristic of an organization that the authority should have this well-defined, no? Well-defined authority and responsibility relationship. So consisting of positions arranged in hierarchy or vertically and horizontally, no? According to a well-defined authority and responsibility. Now, the nature of organization can be viewed in 2 ways. Now, dumabas ito sa quiz, no? That my statement is the nature of organization can be viewed in multiple ways. Now, the nature of organization can only be viewed in two ways. First is as a process, and second is as a structure. Now, organization as a process means it is an executive function, such as managerial, meron tayong president, and managerial functions. Now, when you say organization as a process, it determining activities necessary for the accomplishment of business objectives, division of work, grouping of interrelated activities, assigning duties to persons with requisite competence, delegating authority, and coordinating efforts of different persons and groups. Now, organization is also considered as a process, no? As it became the function of the manager. Now, thus, organizing is a continuous process in a lifetime of an enterprise. Now, organization, the process really flows in an organization depending on its structure. Maybe it's horizontal or vertical. Now, how about organization as a structure? Now, sometimes this is called framework of relationship. It is composed of network of internal authority and responsibility. Now, an organization structure is a combination of systematic arrangement of people, functions, and resources. Okay, combination of people, functions, and resources. It constitutes a formal and well-defined structure with clear definition of authority and responsibility. Okay, now nakita niyo yun? Organization as a process, the process really flows, okay, continuous process in the lifetime of the enterprise. Organization can also be viewed as a structure, meaning it is composed of a framework or relationship, no? Or composed of network of internal authority and responsibility relationships. Now, Peter Drucker suggests that the three types of analysis in order to check this, no? Okay, the arrangement of people. First is the relations analysis. Okay, relations analysis according to structure. Activities, no? Activities, because sabi nga dito to eliminate redundancy or duplication, activities must also be well defined. And then decision analysis, the decision must come, normally it comes always from the head, no? From the leader. Okay, now let us proceed to four basic structure of organization. Ano ba yung structure? Actually, the design on how the work flows within the organization. So when you say structure, organizational structure, it is the design on how the work flows within the organization. So first, functional. So we have here, this is the functional structure. No, you have the CEO or the president, and the organization is divided into three areas such as marketing, sales, and services. And then under marketing, meron din siyang sub-departments. Si sales then merong sub-departments. Si services then merong sub-departments. Now, by the way, this is not, what do you call this one? Definite, no? Because every organization has have different types of structure. Now, this is what you also call as a tunnel vision, seeing the company solely through perspective of employees' function. Now, what is the advantage of this? People are grouped according to skill and function, which allows them to focus on their specific task. So, ito yung advantage ng functional structure. So, sorry class for my, is it noisy? Is it noisy on my background?
Hindi naman.
Medyo, ma'am.
Oh, so please bear with me because, okay, please bear with me, okay? Malapit na tayong matapos anyhow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay lang. Now, the advantage of this is it actually allows them to focus on their specific task because we have the leader, we have the different managers. Actually, class, mag-discuss din tayo nito, yung the pyramid structure of an organization. We have the president, the CEO, sa middle are the middle managers, and then sa baba are actually the working force of the organization. Now, ang disadvantage nito, class, is there is a lack of interdepartmental communication, no? Which most of the time happens in managerial level among departments. So, kung sa atin pa yan, parang may kanya-kanya, no? Kasi nga, sabi nila, we belong to different department. Parang hindi tayo makialam sa other department because in every department, we have department heads. So sila lang yung mag-communicate. So one disadvantage for this is the lack of interdepartmental communication. Okay? Next, divisional. Divisional structure is this one. Ito yon. So divisional structure, class, is actually geographical structure. Para bang your company is, what do you call this one, is located on different locations. Example, there is a branch, there is a division here in in Asia. There is, or in Asia Pacific, meron ding division in Africa, let's assume meron sa Africa, meron din sa America. So, divisional is actually a geographical structure. Iba siya sa divisional, ha? O sabihin niyo, parehas lang man yan man, parang tunnel vision. Itong functional, class, is you're located in one area only. Now, divisional is actually located in other geographical areas. Do you follow? Do you follow?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Sandali lang, ha, ka na. Okay. So sorry. So sorry for the... Okay. Okay. Now, divisional, as I've said, it might be that each division is located in a different geographical areas. Okay. Now, what is this is what you call divisional, divisional structure. What is the advantage for this? Now, it offers greater flexibility among divisions from different locations, allowing each one to operate on its own company by one or two heads reporting on parents' company's executive officer or upper management. Hence, approval of program is done in divisional levels. For example, in the Philippines, you have a division head here, which reports to South, which report in your Asia Pacific na division. Okay, meron ganon. Okay. Now, ang advantage nito is you have the autonomy. The division has the autonomy for decision making, and only your division head will report on your mother division. Okay. Ang disadvantage naman nito, class, is focused on divisions. Employees working in the same function in different divisions may not be able to communicate well between divisions. So there is what we call this barrier pa rin. Maybe we call this one as geographical barrier. No? So mayroong barrier. This is the disadvantage for this. This structure may also have issues on accounting practices and may encounter tax implications. Example, in the Philippines, we have different tax laws, correct? We have different tax laws. And in other countries also, they have also different tax system. Diba? Nakuha niyo yun?
Yes po.
Yes. So, yung ganon. So in the Philippines, we have this different tax system, and in other, maybe in other division, they also have this other tax system. So in a nutshell, para bang there's different type of accounting system in this division from other division. Okay? Kasi nga mayroong geographical differences. Okay? Now, maraming mga factors that can be considered on geographical hindrances, maybe we can discuss that one in some of our meetings. Kasi meron ding currency, merong time, merong language, no? Language use. Yung mga factors, no? Yung mga factors na mga kino-considers on the barriers. Okay, let us proceed. Okay, on the third type of structure is a combination of functional and projectized organizational structure. So this is what you call the hybrid type or the matrix type, no? The matrix type of structure. So ano ba ito? So employees may report to 2 or more bosses depending on the project. Kasi nga itong matrix class is project-based. Okay? Project-based. So on marketing, depending on its project, ito yung role mo. Depending on another project, ito yung role ng sales. So it might be that employees will report to different heads or different bosses. What is the advantage for this? An employee can share his or her expertise across different functional divisions. It also allows better communications and understanding to each function's role. So with this, employee may have the chance to broaden his or her knowledge, which leads to professional growth within the company, no? Because you have this opportunity to share your ideas to other what do you call this one? To other departments. Now, the disadvantage for this is it can be tough, no, to report to multiple heads. Kasi nga, baka iba yung gusto ng isang heads, iba din sa kabila. Kasi nga, by project, no? Depending on the project that they're involved. So there might be confusion on reporting to multiple managers or heads. Okay? Now, lastly, we have this, what we call the flatarchy. Flatarchy from the word flat, no? Flatarchy, this type of structure is blending on functional structure and flat structure. So the 3 types of structure mentioned above may work for bigger company. This one class, flatarchy, is actually for startup companies, no? Startup companies, ito yung ginagamit nilang structure where it allows more decision-making among the levels of organization, which flattens out the vertical appearance of hierarchy. So members of the organization may work with existing structure. At the same time, they're encouraged to shell out ideas and run them with them, potentially creating a flat team. So when you are starting up, di ba uso ngayon yung startup, yung mga startup companies, yung mga small companies na yung mga bosses nila or yung mga CEO are so young. So they normally do this flatarchy. Normally class dalawa. Nagko-follow sila ng different structure and then this flatarchy so that the what do you call this one? The ideas, no? The ideas will come from among each other na wala kang kino-consider na barrier, no? Or division. Now, what is the advantage for this? It allows more innovation. So, kasi nga uso ngayon yung startup, innovation. So, it allows more innovation throughout company. Normally, ito composed of young people, while eliminating the red tape that could hinder new ideas. Okay? And the disadvantage for this is it could also be confusing and could create inconveniences if everyone involved doesn't conform on how structure should be organized. Baka naman wala nang kino-consider na what do you call this one? Kasi nga itong flatarchy, normally follows 2 types of structure. Na baka naman makalimutan yung isang structure na binild nyo in an organization. Okay, now I will discuss this management, I think, siguro in our next synchronous meeting, no? This management, the definition of management and the 4 functions of management, because time check, it is now 12:18. Now I will stop the recording.